but there will be no live audience. Okay, there will be no live audience, and it will be free for everyone to broadcast. No, we will be producing the show itself, including the feed will be coming from the Comelec. So pwede kayong kumuha ng feed from the Comelec's production.
Sir, ground rules of the debate?
Ground rules of the debate. Some of the very basic ground rules that I can share with you today is that number one, the format of the first debate will be single moderator, which means that we will have one moderator versus 10 candidates. The moderator will be the one asking the questions, and the moderator will be the only one who has any knowledge of what questions they will ask. Okay, no one will have any advanced information about the questions. They will be given an idea of what the topics will be, the general topics will be, but they will not be given specific questions. One other particularly noteworthy rule is that we will not allow candidates to bring anything on stage. We will provide them with a pad and a pen on the podium, but they will not be able to bring notes to the debate. Right? There will be other guidelines, including how the debaters will address each other, or how they will interact with each other, I should say. But we will release that once we've finalized these rules. Again, March 19 is the date to look at. Sorry? VP will be the following day.
Same rules.
Wala pa, but it's in the Greater Manila area.
All VP candidates confirmed?
All VP candidates confirmed except one who unfortunately I think will be undergoing surgery. Right?
So just to confirm.
Sino? I think, announce niya na rin yan, I guess. Ayan, yung sa tuhod. So si Lito Atienza. Yeah. I didn't want to reveal the name kasi medical. Okay.
Pwede ba magtanungan yung mga kandidato? May ganun ba? Para exchange sila?
We have rules to specifically deal with that. No? We'll take you through it once the rules are finalized. Mas maganda kasi ayaw natin magkaroon ng ayaw natin magkaroon ng speculation about what can and cannot be done. So we will give you a full briefing on that.
Sir, sa Open Backlash naman po,
Open Backlash.
ano po yung parang ilalabas na IRR? Kailangan na ng written consent?
Yes, one of the biggest features of the of the planned IRR is that we will be requiring our field officials to get a written consent before they can enter into private property. Okay, the Comelec has always abided by the policy that we will not enter into private property unless there is consent by the property owner, and we will take that a step further by requiring the officer to produce a written consent form, no? A written consent para malinaw to all and sundry, even though they are not there during the event, at para may patunay tayo na nagbigay talaga ng paalam yung property owner. So magkakaroon tayo ng written consent form. Other than that, sabi nga ni Combulay, we will be enforcing the law as it is written, because that law has been here for a long enough time, and it's been settled, no? That it is fair. It's been settled that it is actually appropriate to the challenge that it presents.
Sir, what if the property owner refuses to give written consent? What will
If the
happen?
property owner refuses to give consent, then a case is possible.
In the meantime, the posters.
In the meantime, the posters stay up. Yes.
So to just clarify, written consent before an officer enters the private property and before they remove any alleged...
Before they remove, and of course entering na rin. Kasi syempre, hindi ka naman pwede pumasok ng walang paalam eh. That would be, and that's been very clear to us from the very beginning. I don't know why people think it's not. That would be trespassing.
Sir, sa on-ground kahapon, na-factor in ba yung letter ni Atty. Macalintas requesting for the implementation of Oplan Backlash to be temporarily suspended?
Well, number one, Backlash is not suspended. Okay. Number two, input like that from various sources is always part of the discussion, even though we don't necessarily refer to it specifically. No, lahat naman yan pasok sa knowledge at awareness ng ating mga commissioners when they discuss these things.
Sir, is there request for exemption ni VP Lenny complete?
That's pending pa rin, but it's been submitted for resolution. Wala pa akong information on Salandanan. But that, I think that's the only one remaining.
Nasa kanta.
Sandali lang. Tapusin ko lang si Dwight. Follow up sa kanya. Yeah. Wala pa rin eh. Wala pa rin. That's still pending. Yes, Melissa.
Sir, dun sa nabanggit na about the accreditation of fora, debate, and interviews,
Yes.
maybe more details on that.
One of the things that Comelec recognizes is that a lot of people now want a lot of debates, right? And certainly the networks are very eager to stage their own debates. But there's been some concern, especially among candidates, that they don't want to attend because baka maubos yung kanilang airtime limits. No? So one of the things that we instituted to work around that is to establish an accreditation process where if you go through the accreditation process, then your interview, debate, or fora, which is independently organized, will be recognized as a Comelec basic. I'm not going to say co-production, but certainly something that the Comelec approves of. And therefore, mai-excuse yung airtime mo doon from the airtime limit requirement, right? So this is meant to encourage independent organizers to come up with their own debates. And remember, we're not just talking about news organizations here. Lahat kasi ngayon kino-cover na, right? Even if it's a student effort, they normally invite media, and then media, they take news from that. Nagiging part yan ng balita. And so, yung concern ng mga kandidato, mataas. No? That baka mabawas yan sa kanilang airtime limit. This will give them the assurance that that sort of thing will not happen. So, this accreditation process is not just open to media, it is open to everyone who intends to organize a debate, a forum, or an interview.
Sir, are you still eyeing for Visayas and Mindanao, the debates?
We're still looking for ways to make that work. No, medyo challenging siya. One of the challenges really with staging debates outside of Metro Manila is that you have to bring a set number of people over to produce. Kung yung isa dyan nagkasakit lahat, you shut down your entire production, right? Hindi ka na makakapagpadala ng karagdagan tao. So we're looking for ways to make that happen, but right now it is very challenging.
Sir, yung accreditation doesn't have backward implementation po, no? Kunyari yung mga...
Yung tapos na?
yung tapos.
Well, hindi kailangan because everything that was aired before February 8 is not counted naman.
What with yung sa SMNI?
Yeah, so we can accredit that if they apply for it.
Sir, yung accreditation, I understand pag debate, one event, accreditation basis. Pag interviews, you have to apply every time.
We're not talking about regular interviews that's conducted as part of the news gathering process. Hindi kasali yan. We're talking about the sit-down interviews that we've seen a lot of in the past days. Those, yeah.
Sir, parang sigurado lang the candidates have signed the MOU na they will attend the debate.
We're working on getting their commitment in writing. We want their commitment in writing as well. But right now, their answers are all in the positive, in the affirmative that they will be joining.
Sir, so they blocked March 19 na yung schedule?
I should hope so. In fact, that's one of the things that's one of the things we considered. Kaya namin sinabi na maaga because we want them to to set the day aside.
Sir, pahabol lang from the office, Mike Defensor is namigay daw ng pagkain just recently. Is this allowed or not, knowing that March 25 pa yung local campaign?
Well, March 25 pa nga, so hindi pa siya candidate, di ba? Okay pa. It's not okay, don't get me wrong. I mean, but it's not against the law.
Sir, tanong lang from our desk, yung NTFL na po ba nag-receive na ng parang certificate of exemption nila or did they file for them to continue their projects during campaign season?
I am not aware that NTF-LCAC has any pending application. Let me check. Ang alam ko lang na pending application for exemption of this nature is, of course, yung kay VP Lenny. All right?
Does it usually work? Or, I mean, in the past, to mapag-grant that
You know what? I don't have that information about how long it takes. Because normally, this is parang run of the mill. It's like a routine. So let me look into that. Again, this is not something that we've really tracked over the years.
So in 2016, ba, did D9 also file a certificate of exemption with you?
I don't remember anymore. Sige.
Sir, clarify ko lang yung written consent, it will be enforced when, sir? Pag may lumabas na
Pag lumabas na yung IRR.
Alright.
Okay, wala pa namang baklas na nagaganap ngayon.
Okay.
Alright?
Okay.
Sir, ang last April.
April, yes.
Sir, parochial question na lang,
Mm.
sir, about the CNN debates. Maybe just on record na accredited na kami. May napatanong ng office, sorry.
What?
The accreditation for CNN debates, sir.
When you get the accreditation, then you make news out of it.
No, sir,
Don't ask me here.
Ano, sir, yung rules? No, sir, yung rules, sir. Kumbaga kasi nauna siya before, bali hindi naman siya, parang red. Wait, may sariling, parang masakit, parang may,
Wait for the decision to come out.
Okay.
Don't ask me to commit to it here.
Sige, hindi, sir. Dito maugas ka hapon dahil sa office. Kasi wala pa yung picture. Kaya hihingi sa akin.
Oh, wait.
Pwede na.
Thank you very much. Thank you.